congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding this.
God for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast, the 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. That hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. G. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride, ducking the feds. East Coast, they get that bread. You you end up dead. The West Coast, they leave that spread. And now you got calling your dread head.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
Still trying to the riches.
East Coast, the 6'4's.
The folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
They're on 29-yard line.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms. But I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover or takeaway, a key sack on third down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one. And
Pierce gets it again on second down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Play action now, Mills. He's got him in, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Texans need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Watson. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. To the 36-yard line, stop there. The Browns at 10-2 on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row. And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw, Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles. And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21. Return to the ground game. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we went to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And that's complete to Cooks. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also. Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be 1st, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
Mills' throw pulled in by Woods. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And the slot man goes in motion left. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8.
Mills now.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Pierce now up the middle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
On 2nd and 9, Mills swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 6 yards left on 2nd down. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage. Mills to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today. But they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
on now is the kicker Jason Myers for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these 2 teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And some room to work. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20, this one over 30. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson throwing for Chubb, complete on the out route. And he's brought down. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Now they send the tight end in motion left. Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Chubb again. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, Charles, no 2 ways around it. Anytime you get the current #1 and #2 seeds in the AFC playing each other this late in a season, it's a big game.
It is definitely a big game, and not just for seeding and placement and such, but for trying to establish yourself as the team to beat. You want everyone else in the league to look at you and say, boy, it's going to be tough to knock those guys off.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Mills. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, He's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he is going to have the Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. On 1st down, it's Watson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 3rd down, here's Mills. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll run here with Pierce. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Dameon Pierce with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Myers connects on the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Martin Emerson.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Throwing again on second down. Watson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Landon Collins. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it up. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to
reception. Here's Chubb on the read option. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain. 43 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
3rd and 2, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spend in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Mills. Then he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mills. That's complete to Pierce. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turned it into a successful play.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce. He scored on the ground and through the air. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Jason Myers is set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Watson now going to run the option right. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Excellent job on the keeper. 20 yards and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are good.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Chubb. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, he has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Browns get a bit closer. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He's got a man, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. A run for Pierce out of the gun.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Gets the dump off to Pierce. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Mills to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by John Johnson. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. 98 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Pierce will try to pick it up, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Here comes Grant on the return. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened. When they went up 3 scores, I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
Little salt, little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up, because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go again with Pierce. And taken down just shy of the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Mills. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd and 7, Mills. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. After the interception, here's Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Now Chubb running right, and he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now it's Watson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Pierce takes it straight ahead. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Agnew now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together.
He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Now Mills. And he'll just get rid of it. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
And he comes back with one complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Mills. Able to find his man, Woods. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Mills back to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. John Johnson with the INT. And the Browns have just about sewn up this football game. Just when you thought this game might be turned on its ear, a late interception pretty much going to seal the deal.
Yeah, boy, talk about having your backs to the wall. This defense, they're in danger of surrendering this lead, but they knew they needed that one play, and they got it right there, partner.
Excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Cleveland, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Houston, it's a rare misstep as they'll drop to 11-2 on the year. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints.
what you waiting for? Are you ready? Okay, say no more. Tell the chauffeur to open Mercedes door. Put the pedal to metal and made it soar. She was, but I made it sure it was. So we stayed indoors. Let's take it where no one has been before. You feel like I've known you some years before, but I don't know.